All right, so what we talked about in this putting lesson with Thomas had to do with um, the focus of attention on short putts and long putts. Now for the shorter putts, we talked about the form focus of attention, or in other words, concentrating more on making sure that the grip was right, that the stroke was right, and that you were watching the ball. Because it's a shorter putt, you're generally not dealing with as much break, so you don't really, there's not as much of a need to focus on the line, because if you hit a good firm putt, then you're going to get the ball in the hole. But for the shorter putts, we used form focus of attention, and for the longer putts, we used outcome focus of attention. We were not focused on the stroke itself. We were more focused on the line and the speed. And you'll see a lot of anybody who's been in the game long enough to be good at it, a lot of times will think more about line and speed of longer putts than they will the actual stroke, because their stroke's already pretty solid. So we focused on thinking more about the line and the speed, and in the video, Thomas actually, we were hitting about a 20-25 foot putt, and Thomas hit 4 putts and got 3 of them very close, and actually drained one of them. Again, and I talked about the smoothness of the stroke, and how and the length of the stroke. Obviously, with a longer putt, you're going to have a little bit longer stroke, so you need to think more. As you think more about the line and the speed of the putt, that takes your focus or pressure away from, okay, I've got to make a good stroke, I've got to keep my head down, I've got to keep my eyes on the ball. So it kind of takes the pressure off of those little nitnoid things about the putting stroke, and makes it a lot easier to execute the stroke and to under pressure, because as I said, we've all been under pressure at one point or another, and a lot of times when you're under pressure, you think of too many things at once. So narrowing down all the things that you're thinking of all the 982 voices in your head, it makes narrowing those things down to line on longer putts of line and speed helps to take pressure off. So that's what we covered in this lesson with putting.